Today we're going to make Jake the robot, and the first thing you're going to do is look at the body plate. On one side are two metal eyelets, and you're going to slot two body rings to this side. And then you're going to be able to stand the robot up on the body rings. Their pegs go into the holes, which are about 2 centimeters from either end of the plate. And then fix each ring with a screw inserted from the other side of the body plate. Turn the body plate over so it stands on the rings with the motor and gear housings closest to you. The battery case fits on the flat area of the body, furthest from you, with the switch nearest the gear housing. You're going to gently thread the wires through the two smaller square holes in the body plate. The black wire goes through the right-hand hole and the red wire goes through the left-hand hole. That's going to be important for later when you add the other wires. Lower the battery case onto the body plate so that the pegs in the battery case slot into the holes in the body plate. Be careful not to trap any wires between the battery case and the body plate, and then fix the battery case in place with 2 screws through its base. Do not put the battery in the case yet. Now we're going to add the motor and axle to our robot, and you're going to take the motor and thread it through the square holes in the body casing. And you want to make sure that you are putting the black on the side with the red wire from the battery so we can connect it together. Make sure it sits squarely inside of the body part. And then you're going to put the axle into the axle housing. So go ahead and set that on the top. And you're going to need to grease up the axle so the robot can move easier. So you're just going to take some of the oil, put it on your Q-tip, and put it right on the plastic part of the axle so it can move a little easier. The next part is you're going to drop the motor axle cover over the top of your robot, and it should interlock right there. And then fix the cover in place with 4 screws. And that's when we're going to need to pull out the Phillips screwdriver. And go ahead and secure all 4 of those down, and then we will be ready for the next part of our robot. Now we are going to have to connect the wires from the battery to the wires from the motor. So you're going to make sure that you push the red wire from the motor and the black wire from the battery case into one of the metal eyelets. So you can see from mine I have 1 red wire and 1 black wire on each side of the body. And you're going to have to twist these together, the wire ends, push them through the socket, and then put a terminal end cap on there so the wires stay securely in the body. This is what's going to get our robot running, is these wires connected together. Then push it through here. The terminal end caps are clear. Kind of want to twist it together like you would a bread tie. Okay, with a little bit of work, that one finally went in. And then you'll do the other side. So twist those two wires together. Put the wires in the socket and close it off with the end cap. And we will be ready to go on to the body rings. We're going to start putting together the body rings where the can is going to be for our tin can robots. So you're going to need to take a body ring and position it over the body ring that is attached at the motor case end of the body plate. You have to align both of the holes in the two rings, and you're going to insert the bolts into the holes. Before you put them on the end, find the straw connectors that you're going to use on the top body rings and put those on the end of the bolt before you insert it into the body rings. And then you're going to secure it with the nut on the back. And you're going to do this a total of 4 times. So 2 times on the top where the straws attach, and then 2 times on the bottom ring, and there will be no straw attachments there. Adding the legs and arms and eyes is very simple. We're going to add the attachment to the top, and you're going to need one of the screws to put this down through where the battery cover is, and you need to make sure that the end with the dome on it is pointing away from the body rings. And then you're going to need to take the short leg and put it to the peg on the outside of the bottom ring. So you can see here it's sticking or pointing away from the body ring, and you'll just need 1 screw to attach it to the middle. Then when you set this back up, you're going to be able to start to see where we're going to add these bendy straws onto each straw attachment on the body ring. Okay. So these just insert easily on the end. And now your robot has some arms. Okay. And we're going to give him some grippers for the end of his arms. So put the gripper hand onto the end of each of the straws. Now he's looking a little bit more like a robot. And it looks like he can grab things with the end of his arms. Adding the eyes is pretty simple. You're going to need to have one of these wires, and through the bottom of it you're going to need to put a screw, and then this is going to attach to the bottom side of the body plate on the front, and you'll insert and use your screwdriver to secure the wire in there. I know, these bendy straws are getting in the way of our little video. And then you'll be able to actually take the wire and you'll be able to bend it into kind of whatever shape you would like. A little zigzag here for him. Okay. And then you're going to take another screw and one of these little circle discs that you're going to use to attach to the wire. And then use your screwdriver to place that bolt in there. There's actually a little notch too, where you'll be able to put this wire through. And then you're going to attach an eye by taking off the paper on the back. Like this eye right here is going to go on the end of here. And then you have your robot monster with some googly eyes. You're going to be sliding a tin can then into the body ring. So like here, I would be able to take this, slide it in here. And you may need to loosen up the screws. Just kind of try it out and see. Then you're going to insert your battery into the robot right on the bottom here. Oh, I can see it's working already. And then secure it with battery case. So you just kind of screw that on here with rubber screws again. And then now your tin robot is complete. So you'll stand him on end like this, and he will move around and create different walking movements. And you can adjust the angles of the cams to each other so that he can walk a little differently. Congratulations. And here is the completed tin can robot. I'm going to flip the switch on the bottom, put him down, and he's trying to move, wobbling side to side, and this guy moves backwards. If you adjust the cams, he would be able to move some different directions.